Safety, simplicity, and a blade inspired by combat classics. This is CJRB Locust. Today we're taking a deep dive into the sleek spear point EDC knife, as well as 2 buttons and apparently additional safety to see if it's worth your pocket space. Right out of the box, the Locust feels like a premium experience. Inside we have knife, microfiber cloth, and a nice pouch. And here it is, the Locust in all its glory. Now, I do have all the configurations that I knew of at this moment, and we'll check them all out. Yes, there's a full dressed one too, but this version features carbon fiber scales, black PVD coated blade, and gold accents with the disc and the gold liners, as well as the gold button. But speaking of thumb disc, this is the way you will be deploying this knife, which is pretty interesting. I don't see those very often. I think it fits the design language pretty well. It is textured to ensure you get nice grip. Yes, the texture does make it not as soft as the thumb studs, but honestly, I don't really mind it unless you want to have smooth, super smooth and soft hands. This shouldn't be any problem, and if you do, well, then you do have the button for the deployment if you like that. You have the nice pocket clip that is reversible. I like this nice execution with small plate down here at the bottom. Blade is spear point, as you can see. Also a really interesting design choice. It features S90V steel. For those who do not know, this steel is pretty much a top performer when it comes to edge retention, decent corrosion resistance, and with that edge retention it will be, well, you will have to have quite a good amount of patience for sharpening, but honestly, with how good of an edge retention this steel has, you won't have to sharpen a whole lot. This now makes me wonder who made this thing, since it has more of a premium steel and overall build is also a bit more premium. You know, I would say that this was made by Artisan Cutlery, but it's actually made by CJRB, and CJRB has a reputation for making functional knives, but on a budget. You know, if you're looking for sub $100 or even sub $40 knives, CJRB has you covered. That's why this confuses me, because, you know, I would put this under Artisan Cutlery, especially looking at other configurations that we're going to take a look at right now. Look at that. That is shiny. This is copper. That's right. We have a copper version. Oh, it's locked. Copper version. Same S90V blade as on the other one. But yeah, this thing is made from copper. It has the milled frag grenade pattern, and these scales are flat, unlike what we're going to see on other versions. But yeah, copper. You will definitely have a smell of the copper on your hands after handling this one for, you know, longer time, but it will also develop a nice patina if that's what you're into. This thing is quite heavier compared to the other configuration, but they have done some internal milling, as you can see. So it is a bit lighter than it could have been, but still, you know, heavier than the previous one. Compared to the copper one, we have something we are all familiar with. This is titanium right here, and not only titanium, but also fat carbon scales. I mean, these are not scales, kind of like inserts. These are Arctic Storm. Absolutely gorgeous black and blue combination with these scales from fat carbon. I really like how nicely the pocket clip cover looks on this one for reversing the pocket clip. I think it's actually a really nice addition to the overall design language. But yeah, that is the titanium and carbon fiber version for you right there. And last but definitely not least, we have the Damascus. This thing, absolutely gorgeous. More for the collectors, that is for sure. I don't think I have to say much about this one. I'll just show it to you. Ergos on these guys are pretty nice. They got away with this little cutout over here. It would have been uncomfortable if it was deeper, but since it is so shallow, it actually fits nicely. The thumb disc also adds extra surface area on the spine of the knife when using it, so that is nice as well. So yeah, the overall ergos are pretty cool, but most of you are probably wondering what are the two buttons for, and well, one is your regular button lock and the other one is safety switch. I already did a Holm review from Artisan Cutlery, so I think that was the first model where the safety switch was introduced, but now we have it at CJRB as well. So if you do not know, this apparently adds additional safety, and I was thinking more about this. It does add additional safety, but does it add additional strength? And I think it does both, but its main role, I would say that it's to prevent the blades from accidentally opening or closing. So when you have it in the pockets, and I've heard that this has happened to other people, you know, the button lock would accidentally be pressed by something else they would have in the pockets, and well, the blade would open, and that's kind of dangerous to put your hand in the pocket where a knife could be opened. So you have the safety switch, which is essentially the second button that you press inside, and now even if you press the button lock, the blade will not come out. So that's kind of the idea when you have it in your pockets, and when you're using it, so you deploy it, once again you press it and the blade will not close. Now, as I was saying, this does prevent it, you know, kind of additionally to close, but does it add actual strength to the lock? You know, I would say that it does, but you know, probably not that much. And of course, this does also add, you know, a peace of mind to you when using it, because safety and strength additionally, well, yes, I would say so. As I've said in a previous review, I don't think it ruins the design, you know, it's one button, it kind of blends in the overall design if you ask me, and for the extra benefits that you get, I think it's a trade that many are willing to make, but I know that some are not willing to make that trade, and that is completely fine. You have to decide that for yourself. But now the price on this thing, I'm not sure. Yeah, I do not have the information at the time of making this video, but you know, looking at the market prices, looking at the Artisan Cutlery and all that stuff, I suppose that titanium version will definitely be above 100 bucks, and I mean, with this configuration, S90V steel, fat carbon scales and titanium, as I was saying, it has to be above 100, so you know, I assume that's gonna be priced in this thing. Again, these are not 100% sure prices, but I will try and put the links in the description once everything does come out, and perhaps if not in the description, they will be on my X account, so make sure to follow me there. I drop all sorts of info there, and yeah, EDC WOWs and all that stuff are there, so follow my X account. If you're into EDC, you'll probably won't regret it, but other than that, maybe the carbon fiber one will be under 100, the full dressed one definitely not under 100, but knowing CJRB, they will probably release more budget versions with G10 and more cheaper steels, let's say. I think they actually did already, so you know, keep an eye out for that. Again, probably on the X account, everything will be announced. But yes, they will be on Kickstarter, so if you're an early bird there, you'll probably get some nice deals, maybe in special editions, probably this one. Not sure if this one's gonna be for retail, but you know, on Kickstarter this might be a special edition, so yeah, keep an eye out for the info. And since we were talking about X and EDC WOWs, let's actually drop an EDC word of wisdom to circle around everything that we had here. This one comes from Edward Koch. Precaution is better than cure. Nonetheless, this was yet another video from many videos you can check out on my channel. Locust is sure interesting. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. And there you can also drop any questions you may have about Locust and, well, other things EDC related. Just wanted to let you know that we're playing Gear Game Wednesday every Wednesday at my Instagram, so, you know, you might check that out as well. Links to everything, as I've said, will hopefully be in the description, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you.